How did Judas die? The question is often explored as his betrayal and death are closely tied to the events of the crucifixion. Once a trusted disciple, Judas betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver, and later attempted to take his own life. Many theories explore the motivations behind Judas's actions and the circumstances of his death. Matthew 26 verse 14 to 15 describes Judas approaching the chief priests and asking, "What will you give me if I deliver him over to you?" They offered him 30 pieces of silver in return for his betrayal. Some accounts suggest Judas's actions were not motivated by money, but by a fear that Jesus would attempt to rule Judea. According to John 12 verse 5 and 6, Judas's actions were rooted in greed. When Mary used expensive perfumes to anoint Jesus' feet, Judas complained, "Why was this ointment not sold for 300 denarii and given to the poor?" John adds that Judas didn't care about the poor, but was a thief who often helped himself to the disciples' funds. Judas Iscariot, known for betraying Jesus, is said to have died by suicide. The New Testament presents two slightly different accounts of his death. Matthew 27 3-5. Judas, overwhelmed by remorse after Jesus was condemned, returned the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests, saying, "I have sinned by betraying innocent blood." When the priests refused the money, Judas threw it into the temple and went away to hang himself. Acts 1:18. In this account, Judas used the money from his betrayal to buy a field where he fell headlong, causing his body to burst open, with his intestines spilling out. This description implies a gruesome end, which may have resulted from a fall or similar incident. Why did Judas do this? Matthew 27 recounts that after Jesus was led away to be crucified, Judas was seized with remorse and returned the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders. Despite his confession, they dismissed his guilt, saying, "What is that to us?" Judas threw the money into the temple and then hanged himself. According to Acts 1:18, Judas purchased a field where he died in a gruesome manner. However, Matthew 27 6-7 states that the chief priests, using the blood money, bought a potter's field as a burial ground for foreigners. Due to its association with Judas's betrayal, it became known as the Field of Blood. The chief priests, taking the coins, said, "It is against the law to put this into the treasury, since it is blood money." They decided to buy the potter's field with it, fulfilling Judas's indirect role in its purchase. There is some debate about whether Judas hanged himself or fell, as suggested by the different accounts. Scholars offer two main theories. Theory 1. Some believe the accounts do not conflict, but instead describe sequential events. In this view, Judas initially hanged himself, and after his body decomposed, it fell, resulting in the eruption of all his bowels. Theory 2. Other scholars interpret Matthew's language as referring to a general dishonorable death rather than a specific method, such as hanging. What do you think?